Okay, here's a little video I just put together. Thought I'd show some of the sports cars that I've owned since 1979. Uh, Going back to when I was 17 years old, this was my first car. It was a 79 Pontiac Trans Am, the black one, very similar to the Smokey and the Bandit type one that Burt Reynolds drove in the movie. I thought I was the coolest kid in the world getting this for my first car. My father was really, really nice. I begged him, and I only had the car a few months, unfortunately. About, I think, 5 months into it, some lady ran a red light and totaled the car. And it actually wasn't my fault. And again, I was very depressed when this happened, and I was very lucky because I was able to go and get another one. And this was a 79 silver 10th anniversary Trans Am. And very cool car. It's a collector's edition today. It's got the silver leather seats, the mirrored tops, a lot of great memories in this car. Most of the people that know me from high school, this is the car that they remember me in. Unfortunately, I also got a lot of tickets in the car. I hadn't really learned my impulse control yet, and had my license suspended several times. I used to go with friends, and we go into a movie theater parking lot and just spin the car around, do donuts, burnouts. I just did all kinds of crazy stuff. I think I ended up on a golf course once, a little. So some people know that story in Palm Beach. I won't go into it, but. Anyhow, I had that till 1983. Look at the leather interior, really cool. It looked like a little spaceship inside. Dashboard lit up all red. This was an 83 official Pontiac Trans Am pace car. That's me just after I got it. And this is what it looked like. Totally different design than 79. It's more like the style you saw on, what was that show? Knight Rider. I never even watched it, but it was that type of body design. This had the Recaro seats. Very cool car. Wasn't real fast or anything, but again, I got some police attention in it, probably because of all the writing. I remember they used to say stuff like, "Official pace car, huh, boy? Well, I'm giving you an official citation." Yeah, well, I had that until 1988, and then I finally switched from Trans Ams to Corvettes. This is my first Corvette, 1988. Really liked that car. I remember getting off the exit ramp on 95. Somebody hit me from behind. I got it fixed. It wasn't a big deal, but it actually froze the odometer. Probably shouldn't say this, but I didn't get it fixed till right before I traded the car in, and they were like, "Wow, man, you didn't put much miles on this." I said, "Yeah, I didn't really drive it, but anyhow, yeah, odometer was frozen for several years." Ended up getting a good trade-in because of the low mileage. I got this really nice ZR1 1992 white-on-white Corvette. Now, this was a fast car for back then, 385 horsepower, and for back then, that was pretty quick. And beautiful interior. Did have a little problem with the interior, though. I had a really good friend that said, "Hey, man, you are going to sweat when you go to the gym. You're going to ruin those white seats. I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to get you some seat covers." So he ends up getting me black seat covers. I was like, "Well, why black?" He goes, "Because you'll ruin the white ones too." And I said, "Okay." So I did sweat in them and everything, and guess what? I took the black seat cover off, and from sweating and everything, the dye ruined the white leather. It was all stained and black. So my friend tried to get the stains out, and he turned the seat pink. So besides that, though, really cool car. Had that for a few years. Then got this 96 Corvette. It was a black one, pretty similar to the 92. And not much to say, really. Enjoyed the car. Drove it to New York when I lived in New York. Got a little bit chewed up from driving in those streets of Manhattan. Believe me, drive one of these cars through Manhattan for 2 years and you'll see what I mean. Didn't have another sports car for several years. I was selling real estate in Palm Beach. I just drove SUVs, sedans, things like that, because you have to drive people around. But then things were going pretty well, so I got this 2002 Porsche Turbo, and I used to take it around the track at Moroso now and then, and it was a really cool car. Really enjoyed it. Not too long after that, I got something called a Lingenfelter Corvette. Lingenfelter is a company that's in Indiana. They'll take a Corvette and they totally modify it. In this case, super twin turbos, tons of modifications. It made 780 horsepower. Took it to the drag strip, did 10-second quarter miles. It was a real beast, had a great time in that. Also got this totally restored, got nostalgic, guys, 79 Trans Am. And this was, in the mid 2005, something like that. I had this car. And, totally modified engine, put out about 450 horsepower, much faster than, of course, the original 79s. Million upgrades. I'm putting a little video in my comments section that someone did, the person I sold it to at Fleming's Ultimate Garage, if you really want to see all the details of this car. And so since then, really haven't gotten any more sports cars, just little everyday drivers going around in. But one day I may get that hankering to go fast again. We'll just have to see. All right, that's it.